I'm Alex, welcome back to my channel. On today's episode, I'll be teaching you how I made this slatted planter out of a used pallet that I found off the street a few weeks ago. The idea came to me when I was shopping with my husband the other day and this item came up. I stole the concept and will be making my own version for free. That kind of reminds me to my slatted headboard. And we'll be using it to hold this rubber plant that, according to the internet, it's ideal for low light indoors like my apartment. If you want to learn how I made it, just keep watching. Here, I'm looking in my scrap stash for some boards that are same thickness. I also took a wider board to make the legs. I grabbed the tools that I'll be using since for now I'm working upstairs. I laid the boards next to each other and traced the shape of a bowl that was about the right size. You can also use a compass for this task. Do this for the amount of floors that you want the planter to have, plus one for the bottom. Then, make another circle that is smaller in diameter inside the circle that you have already created. Yes, I'm using a pallet. Try and make it as center as possible, though you'll have chance to fix it later, so no worries. Remember to leave one of the circles simple, meaning leave one just as a big circle, no smaller circle inside. The next thing you want to do is find the board that goes along the center of the circles and draw two parallel lines all across that do not touch the circles. We will be cutting this part off to later be able to reach the inner circumference with the jigsaw. Separate the boards that require cutting, but try to keep the pieces in order. The next step will be to cut the sort of rectangles off the centers. Once that is done, set your floor protection and glue the boards together, aligning the drawn circles. You should have a gap in the center of each circle, with the exception of the bottom piece. While that dries, you can start working on the legs. I'm using 1.5 inch boards, so I'll be cutting 1.5 inch strips to create a square bottom. Then, measure how tall you want the planter to be so that you can cut these pieces to height. If you happen to have an electrical sander or lathe, you can round these pieces if you like.
Eight hours later.
The next day, everything should be nice and ready to cut. If you want to redraw the circles, now is the time to do it. I first cutted the center of each circle, because it was easier to do so while they were still attached to a big board. Go slow to ensure you are staying true to the drawing. Then, I cut it around the outer edges, also carefully following the line. It is easier to make the cuts if you use a fresh blade, so make sure to change it if it's requiring a lot of effort. Don't forget to make spacers for the levels. I made mine 1 inch by 1 inch and estimated 3 for each floor. For this project, I'm going to stain the pieces before gluing them together, so sand them till they feel soft to the touch and apply a coat of your favorite finish. To attach the legs, I'm placing them arbitrarily spaced around the circle. Add the glue and nail the bottom piece to the legs from the top. To attach the rest, I simply stacked the pieces, aligning them best I could, and adding glue to hold it in place. It is important that you leave this to dry for at least 4 hours before handling. I didn't like the pot that the plant originally came with, so I bought this black one that just happened to be the right height for this planter. But that meant I had to repot the rubber plant, so I tried my best to not hurt the plant while I carefully pulled it out and removed the excess soil so that it could fit the new pot. And that's it, everyone. I hope you liked the final result. I was actually thinking to maybe paint the bottom half of the legs white or add some gold details, but I haven't decided yet. So for now, if you have not, go check out my other videos to see how I made this chair, table and pillows. And if you want to know what my next project is going to be, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I put up new videos every Friday. And we'll see you guys next time.
Cut!
I'm teaching you how I made this slatted planter out of came to me when I was shopping on. It's ideal for low light. If you want to see how I'm